Ruben's absence from The Big Bang Theory is called into question by a last-minute twist in the Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 1 finale. Chuck Lorre's most recent CBS sitcom deepens its storyline in Texas, taking place only a few months after the Young Sheldon finale. The franchise now centers on Georgie and his new life with McAllisters as Mandy's husband and Baby Cece's father, after Sheldon has formally moved to California. The firstborn child of Mary and George has been managing for the most part, but that doesn't mean that his life has been simple. Despite its widespread popularity, Young Sheldon was frequently chastised for violating the canon. Given that the nerd-centric sitcom has little to do with Georgie and his new family, the spin-off sequel has more creative latitude to develop the story it wants for its characters. However, as it progresses and the ensemble of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage becomes more likable, concerns about their future inevitably surface. Mandy and Georgie will undoubtedly part ways, but given the beginning of the latter's tire company, it's unclear what will happen to his relationship with the entire McAllister family, particularly following the conclusion. In the Season 1 finale of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, Georgie and Ruben work together to purchase McAllister tires. Georgie is saved by Ruben. One of the primary storylines in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 1's finale is about Jim unexpectedly pondering selling McAllister auto and tire. This obviously drives Georgie into a panic, as not only is the firm his major source of income to support his family, the prospect of his ultimately inheriting it has been addressed before. In an attempt to guarantee his family's future, Georgie offers to buy the business from his father-in-law if he's genuinely determined on selling. Unfortunately, Mary's son's plan still lacks sufficient funds, even after she pledged the Cooper family home as collateral. So far in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Ruben had largely irritated Georgie, so it didn't seem likely that they would work together. Ruben steps in and saves the day after Jim rejects Mandy's husband's final and best attempt to take over McAllister Auto. Like Georgie, he turned to his family for financial support in order to persuade his boss to give him and his new partner the establishment. It's a clever story twist, to be sure. So far in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Ruben had largely irritated Georgie, so it didn't seem likely that they would work together. However, they will now be paired for the upcoming years. Ruben was never mentioned or seen in The Big Bang Theory. One of the only significant facts of Georgie's future that is not included in the canon is that he eventually separates from his current wife and goes on to become the owner of Texas' most prosperous town. Sheldon's brother discussed his difficulties caring for Missy and Mary after George passed away while also working on his business when he made his debut in Season 11 of The Big Bang Theory. Mandy and Baby Cece were never mentioned. Perhaps the most important question that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage will attempt to address is this one. But now that he is known to be a major contributor to the Cooper firstborn success, Ruben unexpectedly plays a significant role in Georgie's career advancement. He is thereby inextricably bound to the past of the Cooper family, regardless of his future. It is highly probable that Georgie would not have become the prosperous businessman he became if it were not for his unanticipated assistance in the mid-1990s. What Ruben most likely experienced during The Big Bang Theory. Behind the scenes, Ruben was left out of The Big Bang Theory since the character had not yet been created. Jesse Prez wasn't even in Young Sheldon when his character was developed, and it wasn't until Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Lorre and his authors have a few methods to explain this in terms of narrative. First off, Sheldon had no relationship with Georgie, but Ruben and Georgie remained partners in the future due to the Cooper brothers' dispute. Second, they split up as a result of anything that occurs within the Georgie and Mandy's first marriage timeline, which is easy to sell given their current dynamic.